Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS.
I forgot to tell you something. Well, you know about it, but...
What? Why do you always try to ruin my life with this?
No, you're going to thoroughly enjoy this. So if you missed our Amazon Live last week, you are a loser. You really missed out because we did big things on that Amazon Live.
Yes, we did.
First of all, it was a big day. What were we even talking about?
Trey,
I don't know what we were talking about.
I have no idea.
There wasn't a theme to it.
We
were
had
just
so
having
many
fun.
people. We
were
had so
much fun. We went live on the Weekly Dose Instagram page to remind y'all. So if you're not following the Weekly Dose BS Instagram page, you can follow that because we went live there. And then people were hopping over to Amazon.
And what's that page called? Because it's not weekly. It's BS
the podcast. Yes. So if you don't follow that, you can follow that so you know when we go live on Amazon next time, because we were just having such a great time. And Stephanie, I don't know what was in the air, but she was in the giving mood and she was like, Trey, go get the shoes.
Well, no, somebody came up. Somebody came on and they were like,
you should do a giveaway. Because I was trying to get likes. And I was like, if we get to 2,000 likes, then I'll dance. And then someone was like, give something away instead. And Stephanie was like, get the shoes. And I knew exactly what she was talking about, but I was like, the shoes? And she was like, the shoes.
Yeah.
And Stephanie's been trying to give these shoes away for a year.
2 years.
Has it been 2 years?
It's been like a year and a half to 2 years. I think, well, maybe a year. I don't know, but a while. I've had them, and I was always going to do a giveaway with them. I was even going to do a podcast giveaway, and Trey was like, "No, not everyone.
It's too specific.
It's too specific. It's they're shoes. They're a size like I think 7.5 or 8." And Trey's like, "No, because it's like just a small group can really partake." And I'm like, they could sell them. Like I think anybody can partake in.
But it wasn't just any
eBay.
shoe. This was a special limited edition Christian Louboutin. It was like $1,800.
Yeah, the price tag is on the box. You can see. I was $1,800.
And we gave these away on Amazon Live. So if you are not on our Amazon Lives, you're missing out on a lot. There are some good giveaways coming up.
Oh,
so
yes.
Follow BS the podcast or follow one of us on Instagram. We post about it. It's usually, when do we do these? It's usually like in the middle of the day. It's like a Tuesday or a Thursday usually.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a Monday, but we post about it ahead of time. But anyways, join our Amazon Lives. But on that Amazon Live, I talked about how that night Mr. was having a Halloween party. And I was like, I've hired a tattoo artist to come do tattoos. And I was like, I'm going to get a tattoo. And I was hyping myself up all day long. And I was like, at this point.
What did I say during that live? I
don't
said,
remember.
Go back and watch it, people. First of all, let's go back a little bit because he shows up on this Amazon Live, and it's on Halloween. You can go watch it. Just Google my name and do Amazon Live and watch the last one. And he comes with that. I always talk about the noodle wig he had his husband wear during our Moms and Gays Mahjong tournament. He shows up at my house wearing the noodle wig. I need you to go watch this Amazon Live.
And that's because you were talking trash about my noodle wig.
And
on the podcast, so I was like, I'm going to wear my noodle wig just to show that it looked good on me. It wasn't the wig. It was Zach just wasn't vibing with the wig, but the wig was great. So I wore it the whole Amazon Live, and I looked incredible.
He looked, go watch the Amazon Live and tell me if you don't think I'm being honest. He looked like the Cody from Sister Wives. Exactly. It needed to be a little blonder, and I said that in the beginning. I was like, oh my gosh, you look like Cody from Sister Wives, right? And Trey was probably like, whatever, you're just making fun of me. When I tell you, all these people that came later on our BS page or on Amazon Live were telling him that he looked like Cody from Sister Wives. It was, so that's what he looked like. So if you think Cody from Sister Wives looks incredible, and that's what, so Trey's very excited about that. Trey didn't even know who Cody from Sister Wives was. And then I showed him, and then, he was a little, I don't know. Do you think he's attractive?
No.
Because you're still real excited about the way you looked. But it was, okay, so anyways, but you were telling about how you were going to your Halloween party.
So I also shared that I hired this tattoo artist, and I was like, I'm going to get a tattoo. And Stephanie's like, what are you going to get? And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, ooh, that sounds like a really bad idea. So that night.
And I said, call me before you brand yourself with anything. Like, I will be that sober friend that will tell you yes or no.
So that night, we went to Mr. after we passed out candy, and George and I got matching cowboy hat tattoos.
Wait, let me see it.
You can't even really see it. It's little.
But I would not call that. I would not call that little. It does take up your entire. I think little would be like
it's just
half the size.
I asked the lady. I was like, where will this hurt the least? Because I don't have any tattoos. Because I followed, well, until now, Kim Kardashian's mantra of you don't put a bumper sticker on a Bentley.
Oh my gosh. And you are the Bentley. And
and now I have a bumper sticker. But I'm like, you know what? I would put a bumper sticker on a Bentley. So my philosophy's changed on it. So I asked Lady, I was like, where does it hurt the least? And she was like, this is like a 4. And I was like, okay, out of 10. And man, when I tell you it was a 12, it was a 12. I didn't do well. I didn't pass out or anything. But I think, you know what, for me, it's more the anticipation of like the pain than the actual pain tolerance. Like, I can handle it. It was just like the buildup of like, how's this going to feel? That like is what kills me. But the next day I woke up and I texted Jordan and I was like, we have gone too far. Like, we have matching tattoos now. Like, you can never leave me.
Yeah. I mean, y'all are kind of married kind of in a
so now I'm a
weird
cowboy.
way. Yeah.
And yeah, Zach was like, why'd you get a cowboy hat? Like, you don't even... Like
Texas
farm animals.
You could have done a lot worse. Like,
yeah,
I honestly thought
I'm a cowboy
I
now.
could see you doing something real dumb when you drink because you would think it was funny.
I wasn't even drinking.
That's why you have a cowboy hat. Because I know Trey, when he gets drunk, he's very fun to drink with, by the way. Like, he's very fun to go out with especially when he's drinking, because he will
Stephanie says that because she can convince me of almost anything.
Yes, he will do anything to make you laugh. And that's a really good quality whenever you're that person that would not do anything to make somebody, but you appreciate laughing, right? So if Trey was really, really drunk and I said, you should get a She-Ra tattoo or a Tasmanian devil tattoo, he would do it just to make me laugh.
She would find a way to be like, the Lord really wants, if you don't do this. We were one time, my favorite drinking memory that I don't really have much memory of. One time we were in New York for Fashion Week, and we were with like Tamra
I don't even know where
Judge.
You're going with this. Okay.
We were at STK.
Okay.
We were with Tamra Judge and like Teddy Mellencamp before she was even like on the show.
Okay.
And Stephanie was like, I will give you $20 for every person you can make out with in this bar. And when I tell you, I made a lot of money that night. And Stephanie had a great old time.
See, I'm that kind of friend that you
Wait, speaking of Teddy Mellencamp.
Oh, shoot. I forgot about this. I forgot until you said yes. Okay, so there was a blind item, and I don't even get on social media, especially when I've been sick, so I haven't really gotten on that much. And I saw a blind item coming out of somebody who was going to get getting a divorce, and it was definitely like somebody in like either Beverly Hills or Orange County, right? And everyone was trying to say who it was, and for some reason, I feel like a lot of people thought it was Tamara Judge for some reason. I don't know why, because she's not somebody I would think that her and Eddie were getting divorced, but that's the comment section. That was what they were thinking. They were thinking it was either Tamara or, so it makes me feel like it was somebody, I don't know. It's definitely somebody from one of the California franchises, but they were thinking it was either Tamara or Fancy Pants.
Oh, Heather
in
Dubrow.
in the a lot of the comments, which neither of them I would think that. So anyway, and then like a week later, Teddy Mellencamp puts out there that, and some people are just so rude. Some of the comments were like.
In the comments, she was like, I'm putting this out so there's no more speculation. And someone was like, no one's speculating about you. But
here's the deal. I don't, you're going to find it, but I don't blame her, because here's what's going to happen. If they're getting a divorce, say they've been split up for a while. I don't know. Say that he's seen out with like dating somebody, or she's seen with her ring off, or then all these rumors get started and they have children. So, I mean, I kind of appreciate the honesty, because a lot of people aren't honest, right? Like, they just want you to guess for 5 years what's happening in their lives. So I don't know. I think it's good that she put something out there. Did you find what you're looking for?
Well, no, she turned the comments off on hers. Let's see what people are saying under TMZ.
Oh, on TMZ?
Someone said now he can go hang out with PK and Mauricio. A bunch of people are saying, who cares?
I just think Teddy's not somebody who makes rash decisions. So I think this was something that she's really thought about, and they've thought about as a family for a while.
A lot of people are saying they're surprised, though.
I was surprised. I was super surprised, because I don't know. Their relationship did not stick out like, one that was having issues. I don't know. But here's the deal. You never know what's going on behind closed doors, right? But yeah, I was shocked. I was honestly, I was shocked. I was like, wait, is it April Fool's Day or something? Because
in November.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on here? What's going on here?
I love that.
So this is kind of something that Trey and I've done together. Travis had his brother, my sister-in-law, and their 2 kids in. And they are from Oregon. And for some reason, they've never done a haunted house. Remember that haunted house we did a few years ago? And I love going to haunted houses with Trey. Because one thing, if you're going to go to a haunted house, I forget what the name of this one is. Trey, I'm sure you can.
It's the one in Fort Worth.
It's a good one. It's a long haunted house. Google it. It's a long haunted house. I mean, you will be in that haunted house for a good 30 minutes.
Cutting edge.
Cutting edge.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Cutting
edge. But this place, it was an old, like meat packing or butcher factory. Like this place is only a haunted house. Like they've built it in. It's not like a pop-up. And like this is a haunted house and that's all it does.
They make money for like 1 month and I'm sure they make a ton of money because the line is crazy. So we went on a Tuesday because Tuesdays, I'm like, nobody's going to be there. They have school.
Were you wrong?
I mean, it was getting a little busier, but it wasn't bad. It was not bad because I always just buy like the little fast passes, so you're not waiting in a crazy line.
Yeah.
But anyways, they'd never been, and I hate them too. Going to haunted houses.
And I'm the best person to take because I will give you the reactions that you're looking for.
Yes.
And I will the number of times that I have selfishly thrown Cruz's body in front of a chainsaw. It's kind of crazy that they keep taking me.
Trey's great to go with because here's the thing, and I just don't make eye contact with the scary people because I realize if I can't make eye contact with them, they can't see how stressed out I am, right? So I kind of keep my eyes averted. Like I'll look at them and then the moment they see, I will look away, right? Or look down at the ground.
Yeah, see, last time we went, Cruz was like, just hold my hand and keep your mouth shut. And I was like, okay.
And then that did not happen. But Trey is great because what I've noticed with haunted houses, especially cutting edges, if you go with a group, always take one person who's real extra, okay? And
because that's who the characters will target.
I swear they must have like walkie-talkies or something where they're like, he's the one. Because everybody goes after Trey. Like I will walk past and there'll be like this scary person just standing there and I think
just
they're going to jump out at me and Trey's behind me and they like target him every time. So I went with my sister-in-law and she is the Trey of the group, right? Like I think she was very entertaining for them to target. And also, so all I hear behind me is, well, they're going after her, right? Like I will walk by and they will see me and they will just wait for me to pass before they make their presence known. And then all I hear the whole time is her behind me saying, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you.
Still being polite.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm like, this is amazing. But the chainsaw part of cutting edge is definitely the scariest area.
Ugh.
I hate that part. It stresses me out. So at that part, I'm walking behind Travis and I just kind of hang on to his shirt. So if I want to close my eyes, I have the ability to do so.
I'm getting PTSD. I hate that part.
It's horrible. So then the chainsaw part comes, right? And everybody just starts running, right? Like Chance runs away, Chance runs. I think Travis is even scared of the chainsaw. He starts shuffling really fast. Everybody's scared of the chainsaw. But if you've not gone, obviously you can't go now. But next year, go to Cutting Edge and take somebody like Trey with you.
They do it at Valentine's Day too, though.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what are they? The same thing?
Yeah, they just like reopen for like a week.
For what? Like nothing says I love you like getting chased with
Take your girlfriend that you hate and break up with her there. I don't know.
But, okay, so at the end of Cutting Edge, you have 2 exit options, right? And it's a long draw. I mean, at some point, you're like, when am I going to get out of this haunted house? It's worth the money because it's long. And there's one area that I did 2 years ago with Trey, and did you go the bubble route?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like all bubbles. And I hated it because I couldn't breathe. Like I was sucking in bubbles, right? Like it's this like foam pit thing that's long and you have to walk through. So this year, I'm like, I know better. I'm not doing the bubble route. I'm going to go the other way. There's like the bubbles and then there's another like little area you can get out of. Don't do it, people. Just go through the bubbles because the other area I think is worse than the bubbles. It's all you're like walking in this nasty slush of like it's like all the bubble stuff raining down on you. So it's like all the stuff from the bubble side that's just like still pouring over. So it's like this nasty, gross water. your slush, like your shoes are soaking wet because the ground's so wet over there because of the bubbles next door. Just do the bubbles, and because it sucks either way.
Just don't go.
Just
It's like, why?
well,
I'm like, what's the point?
Next year we're going again. It's so
this
ridiculous.
Isn't fun. Oh,
yeah, it is. We're gonna go as I think Zach would hold it together.
So we were in Louisiana last week, and there's some haunted house that's like famous there, where like you have to sign a waiver, and like they can touch you.
Oh, did you go?
No, sure didn't. I didn't have time. Missed it. But I was like, why would that, like, who are we hiring? Are we doing background checks?
That's crazy.
Because, like, if I was a serial killer, I would work in a haunted house. And you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Because the bodies just stack up. They're like, decoration. That's really good. They spent some money on this thing. And, yeah, I'd get away with it. It's crazy. No.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I loved the other day that I watched? Did you watch this?
Oh, Martha Stewart?
Martha.
Yes. Okay, yes. She does not care.
She does not. You know what, though? Good for her. She is 82.
Yes. She's beautiful.
She looks incredible. Mm-hmm. She's a bitch. But, like, she knows it, and she embraces it, and it was. Did
you see that part? Like, it was just, I think the relationship part really... But I was like, whoa. Did you see the part where, like, it was her honeymoon? I think they went to Paris, and she was talking
about... She had a 5-month-long honeymoon and kissed some random man.
She, like, on her honeymoon, went to, some museum or something, and she said it was just so, like, beautiful. It brought her to tears, and she met this man there on her honeymoon. Mm-hmm. And it was just such a beautiful experience where they were, like, you know, like, almost in tears. That she ended up making out with them. And the guy was like, oh, would you consider that cheating? And she was like, no. It was just such a beautiful experience. I would not. It was just kind of crazy. And then she talked about how her husband was cheating on her, and she was like, "Girls, if somebody, I don't know exactly her words, but pretty much if somebody."
The quote.
Oh yeah,
because she said, "Where is it?
Did you find it?"
No.
Pretty much, if somebody's cheating on you, then you just need to tell them the F off and leave immediately. Like, you don't take that. And then
she was like, he is trash and treat him like such.
Yes. And then the guy was like, the producer was like, didn't you cheat on him as well? And she was like, what did she say?
She was like, well, he didn't know about that.
So ridiculous.
And the producer was like, no, he did. He said that you told him, and that's why he cheated. And she was like, no, he's so full of it. That's not why.
Oh, my gosh.
It was
ridiculous.
In this documentary, she says, she's talking about how she's, like, really never emotionally connected with, like, anyone. And so her first marriage, like, didn't work out. And then she had this relationship. Was she married again to the other guy? I don't think she was.
I don't know.
But she was in a long-term relationship with the guy. And he, like, one day was like, I'm marrying this other girl. And she was like, what? And he was like, you can't talk to me ever again either. And it was weird. But so she's, like, emotionally never connected with anyone.
Yeah.
I think because of that. But she was like, I think the producer asked, like, what's more important, a marriage or a career? And she was like, well, a career. Like that, I think in her life, though, that is more important.
Yeah.
And that's a choice people make. Like, do you pick marriage? Do you pick career? Like, do you settle down? Do you not?
You can do both, by the way.
Yes, but it was very interesting because she is, like, the original influencer. And I didn't know much about her. Like, before this, like, I really had no idea how she got her start. I just know, like, Bethany Frankel was on Apprentice with her. And Bethany Frankel's doing a whole, like, 9-part series on her time with Martha. But she is an incredible businesswoman, and she is arguably self-made. Like, she married a rich husband who, like, was a publisher, but, like, she started the whole thing. And then she goes into her jail time, and what I know of Martha is kind of what they pick up on the end of the series, and they were saying Martha's revival, and there really wasn't, like, a second coming of Martha until this, when she did Justin Bieber's roast in 2015.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where she met Snoop, and she was like, Martha's hardcore. And Martha went hardcore, and she was funny, and that's where she met Snoop, and their relationship blossomed because she is so, like, perfectly perfect, and he is so not, but together they work really well. And she has resurged her business since then to what she has today. It was very interesting. You know, she was on the cover of Sports Illustrated like 2 years ago. She was the Sports Illustrated swimsuit model of the year.
Martha.
Yeah.
Trey and I did see her at a Neiman Marcus event, and didn't somebody do something kind of crazy? And she was kind of holed up in the Chanel purse area. I will never forget, because they like had her second floor, because somebody came up to us that works. I think that you knew that maybe worked for Neiman Marcus, and they were like, "Do you want to meet Martha?" And we were like, "Of course, thank you."
Someone like threw a drink at her or something.
Yeah,
it was weird.
And it like they kind of had her like, you know, holed up in this little area. We never got to meet her, but we did get to see her walk by us. And
stunning.
Beautiful, like perfect skin. Like you can tell she's such a perfectionist, right? Like perfect skin, perfect outfit. Just like I don't know. It was interesting. Trey was like, "Did you watch it?" I said, "No." He said, "You must."
So what do you think now that you watched it?
It was good. I mean, she just doesn't care. It's funny. I think the older people get, the more I realize like they don't really care what people think of them, which is kind of a beautiful thing, I guess. But she really doesn't care. I mean, she's like letting it all hang out. Also, what was really interesting to me is like the letters that I would never let people put that out there, by the way.
Yeah.
That she wrote, like her husband, her first husband, whenever they were getting divorced, like when she, I mean, they were crazy. She was like, remember the one with the plane? She was like, I mean, you have to watch it.
She wrote this letter at the end. She was like, "I hope my plane crashes."
It was so crazy. It was very dramatic. I will say she was very, very, very dramatic. And
she was talking about like whenever she was doing the trial thing, and she's like, this New York Times reporter was there, and she was so smug, and she's like, "She's dead now, thank God."
Oh my God, yes. Like, it was bizarre.
And then she was talking about she wore out of jail this crochet like knit poncho that someone in jail made for her. And someone on her team was like, "What are you wearing?" And she was like, "That was so good." She was like, "I played that so well because I walked out and I just looked like America's grandma." Like it was she's very methodical. And so even then I saw somewhere some of her comments on the documentary, and she was like, "I don't like that last scene of like me looking like a crippled grandma and and they had full access and they could have done a better job and blah, blah, blah." And then someone, I think it was on the Today Show, they were reading the comments, and one of the other hosts was like, "Okay," but they were like, "Everyone remember, Martha is great at being a media mogul." And because of that, people went and watched the documentary, and so she knows exactly what she's doing. Martha's very smart.
Very, very, very smart. Very smart. No, highly recommend watching it.
It was very good.
Very good. It was very entertaining. I actually like people that are, especially in the public eye, that are a little, I don't know if I would call it really not self-aware. I think she's very self-aware. I think she just doesn't care. I really appreciate people, especially who are public figures, that just don't care and just say what they feel. It's little refreshing, regardless of how much hate they get. They just are like, "And this is me." That's kind of how that documentary was to me with Martha. I'm like, wow.
And see, I think one day there's going to be a documentary. It was almost like she was kind of calling out all the times where she like got us. I feel like one day there's going to be a documentary the Kardashians are going to do, and it's going to be like, "Here's all the times we got y'all."
Oh yeah. The older they get,
all the times y'all bought it. They kind of did one like halfway about like the original Keeper of the Kardashians, like whenever the flour was thrown at Kim, the PETA people like doused her in flour at the red carpet thing. They were like, "Yeah, we planned that. Of course we planned that. Like we needed something for the season, so we had some." It was like a production assistant like threw flour on her, and like it was a thing. But like we all bought it.
Smart.
It worked.
It made headlines. So. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be, I do think the Kardashians, I've thought about that before, because I love watching, like Marilyn Monroe stuff and like, like everything kind of comes out after when people get older, especially when they pass away. But I think it'll be interesting to see what comes out of our generation, like when we're older. It'll be interesting. Okay, so my son, Chance, I love this child, by the way. He's very entertaining.
She tries to give me this child at least once a month. She's like, "You want to adopt a boy? I'll have a gender reveal for you."
You know what? He's a good kid to adopt too, Trey, because he is like, he's just has the most self-esteem, and he's hardworking. And, does he drive me crazy occasionally? Yes, because Cruz has really not gone through puberty. He still has that little cute high-pitched voice. Chance is a man now, and I feel like I've done a good job raising him. So that was a gift for you to be a part of helping me. But you know what? I'm going to give you Cruz when he goes through puberty now, just because you said no to the first one. And Cruz, I feel like, is going to give us a run for his money.
Really?
I don't know. He's just so sweet. Sometimes I feel like the really sweet ones become naughty whenever, like the older, they throw you for a loop. So Chance is doing football right now. Football season's almost over, thank God, because getting him through school and football has been a special time in my life, because he doesn't really get out of football practice till like 7:45 at night, and then he has to do homework, and he's high school, so grades matter. And it's just been the most stressful. Sometimes I want to take over his body and study for him because it just stresses me out. But he told me the other day, we're driving home, and he informed me that he is coaching a basketball team. He is a coach of a basketball team.
Who's?
Yes. Chance, so he took him and then two other buddies of his. They had last year an A and B team on basketball, and Chance was on the A team, and then they had a B team. And he took the B team and a few other people who have never played basketball in their life at school, and has decided to, this B team decided to put themselves into a league, a basketball league, but they need coaches. So Chance and two other people, I guess during recess, he is a basketball coach. Oh. He is coaching these B league from last year, and two other kids who have never played before. And he is in a league. I found this out, last week. I was like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, surely. And I was like, do the parents know? And he was like, well, yeah, everyone had to pay $120.
What?
To be in the league, like the players, and they're all paid up. So yes. So
now you have more carpool duties?
Yeah, so pretty much you're going to have to go to my son's coaching games.
Dear
yes.
Lord.
So but he's so entertaining because he has really thought this through. And he's like me if I was a coach, right? It's more about the outfits than it is anything else. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to get some really great, outfits. I think like on big games, I'm going to wear my suit and tie. And I'm like, that would be amazing. And yes.
Because you know why that's amazing for Stephanie?
Because I bought that, and it
because
cost a
Travis
fortune.
gave her some shit for how much she spent on that suit.
Yes,
and so any chance where she can be like, look,
yep, there it is, cost per wear, going down.
Glad about the expensive suit.
Oh yeah, so he's like already plans on wearing his suit to some of his coaching games. They are playing against other schools, and they're called the Bad News Ballers if you play against them.
I like that.
Because they're kind of like, the team that nobody thinks is going to win, that, I guess he's going to coach. Him and his other two coaches are going to coach them into victory.
Love that.
It'll be real fun. It'll either be, I think it's going to be a hot mess, but I'm fully excited to watch it. And also, I'm a little proud that these boys, these 15-year-old boys, went and set up their own team, coaching themselves, took the initiative. Now, am I excited about, I'm already going to have to go to his school games. So the fact that I'm now going to have to go to his coaching games, am I excited to spend that much time during basketball? No, but Cruz doesn't play, so I feel like it's kind of fair, right? Like it'd be, so I don't know. It'll be good. But how cute is that?
I love that.
Yeah.
So entrepreneurial spirit.
I messaged our little mom group, and I'm like, has anybody heard about this basketball team? Some of them have, and some of them had no idea. So I was like, just so you know, this is happening. But yeah,
oh my goodness,
it's so fun.
Amazing.
So yeah, he is now a basketball coach. Okay, on that note, thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me on Steph Hollman at Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast. You can watch us on Instagram, TikTok at Weekly Dose of BS. But follow us on Instagram so that you know about our next Amazon Live.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye.